Powerful testimony today in the Devon Lyman murder trial from one of the first people to find APD Officer Daniel Webster after he had been shot.
Paul Johnson says he ran toward gunshots seconds after it happened. News 13's Chris McKee is covering the trial. He's live at District Court.
Jessica and Dean, Johnson was across the street from the Walgreens at Central and Eubank at a gas station just getting a soda when he heard shots and saw the muzzle flash of a gun. He ran across Central and found Officer Webster lie bleeding on the ground.
Very labored breathing. It's actually a gurgling sound every time he took a breath. I'm just trying to help. Opened his car door, grabbed his car radio, and called for help.
What'd you say exactly?
Officer down, need help.
Johnson's testimony is among some of the clearest testimony we've heard from this trial so far, recounting the shooting. He described hearing 4 or 5 shots, seeing the muzzle flashes of a gun, but not actually seeing the shooting happen or the shooter. Johnson also testified today that as he ran across the street to help, a woman ran past him, but he couldn't tell what she looked like. The defense questioned Johnson as to why he ran toward the gunshots.
Well, I'm sort of curious as to why you took off running. Is that just in the training, or?
Sir, I'm 58 years old, and it's been 3.5 years, and I'm still wondering why I ran across that road.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Well, I'm not trying to be funny, but I do not know.
Please don't. I'm not trying to make it that way. I was just always curious because I read your statement.
Yes, sir.
Johnson's testimony was also among a few other eyewitnesses who took the stand today, including one man who says he saw an African-American man run past his car with a gun in his hand around the time of this shooting. He wasn't able to identify many other features of that person, though, and didn't know at the time that an officer had been shot. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. The prosecution's key witness, Savannah Garcia, also finished her testimony today. She says it was Lyman who shot Officer Webster, but the defense argues she was too high to remember exactly what happened. We'll keep bringing you the latest developments from the courtroom on air, online, and on the KRQE News app.